Hey guys, I'm Jenny and I'm gonna do You Can't Do Chicken Pox by Paula Danziger. And there's no picture. Okay, let's see. Having the chicken pox is no vacation. It's finally summer and Elmer Brown is going to London to visit her Aunt Pam and then to Paris to visit her father. She is the one excited kid before she gets there. And one itchy kid when she arrives. Mazuko bites. She thinks chicken pox. She finds out her vacation complete ruined. And now that she can't go to Paris, how will she able to convince her father to move back home? Let's see. Chapter 1, 3rd grade. Here today, gone tomorrow. I can hardly believe it. It seems just like yesterday was the first day of school. New pencils, new pens, pencils, erasers, notebooks, clothes, and a chance to take a break over summer vacation. All of the kinds a kid needs to start a new school year. Now it's the last day of the school. Just in time. My pencils are out of ink. My pens are out of ink. My pencils are stumbled. My erasers are all erased. My clothes are getting too small and my brain needs to take over summer vacation. That's definitely time for school to end. All right, class. Take a few minutes to finish cleaning out your desk and then the party will begin. Mr. Cohen, our teacher, calls out, having a 6-inch Robert Izzard in his hand. Mr. Cohen looks ready for the vacation too. Not only has he had to do all the regular end of the year teacher junk, but he's also had a lot of the extra stuff because of what we all do, the pox pull for the last month. Practically everyone in our class had come down with the chicken pox. In class, people have either been ascend of or here and covered with saps. It got so bad that I even made a sign to put the door. Let us say, welcome to Scab City. I, Amber Brown, has no upset. I have gotten the chicken pox. I am the healthy kind. I never watch anything upset for things. And I let them go. Finishing up, Mr. Klein tells us, I cram more of my stuff into my sack my stick of the lip gloss when my lips get scrammed. I use it on the winter, so it's gotten melted, and now it's almost summer. The good luck tool that my Aunt Pam sent me to help me and get through my math test is easy. I'm glad that she sent it, but really nothing can help me get through math test easily, except of my best friend, Justin Daniels, who called explain it to me so that I understood it. But he moved away. I pulled up the large ball of my used chewing gum that Justin and I considered. He gave it to me, and he left and planned to keep it forever. I've kept it in my desk because I knew it would be safe there and haven't had to worry about my mom finding it and think that it's gross or something. Next, I pull out a small photo album. I called it Bag Book. Now that my parents are separated, Mom doesn't really want a picture of him around the house. I miss him a lot. He's so far away. Friends, I made up a dad book and keep it on my desk. The pictures of my dad along with me in them. There were even a few pictures of Dad, Mom, and me together. Pictures taken before it spilled out this year. When we were all still happy, I at least thought that we were happy. Keeping the top of the desk over my head, I opened the book. Opened one of my pictures, gave it to that a kiss of my whisper. Hi, Dad. Today is the last day of school. I miss you and can't wait to see you in the summer. Boys, stop that. Mr. Cohen sounded annoyed. I put my photos into my knapsack and checked to see what's happening. Jimmy Russell and Bobby Kilford were dueling with rules. There were a total of 4 people who will 4 graders in only a few months. They were scrambles with their faces. Personally, I think that each of them is nothing but a big, ugly scram to begin with. They always tease me about everything, especially about my name. They always say like this, Amber Brown is not a crayon. Wait a minute. Amber Brown is not a crayon. So I don't mind when they call that. I hear Jimmy whisper. What is he doing? Going to do? Focus. Graders are already turned in. Exactly, Mr. Cohen was hearing him too, because he gave Jimmy a look and says, It's never too late to change a grade. The look does it. Jimmy and Bobby throws lots of stuff in the garbage and quickly sit down. Yeah, Mr. Colvin is the best teacher in the world, or at least the best teacher I've never had. But when he gets mad, he gets a look that it's pretty scary. Call it getting cold-handed. Finish up, everyone, Mr. Cohen said. All that's left in my desk were bagel-shaped parents and my fuzz balls. I take the branch and leave the fuzz balls. Everyone's sitting down, waiting for Mr. Cook to speak. I look around in the classroom. Half the people were out sick. When Freddie Romo had to leave early because his dad's vacation time couldn't be changed. Mr. Cohen makes the speech of how much he's annoyed the year with us. How he's actually going to miss us. How, even though he won't be in his class next year, he would love it if we visit him. Then he hands out for passports. All year long, we used them to pretend that we were visiting different countries. I want you to those with always remember the journeys we have taken to visit our countries and journey which of you has taken to throw to learn to change. I look at my passport. All of the regular stuff is on it. Mr. Curran was stamped something new on it. It says Vista to enter 4th grade. And he added me a note. Amber, you've been a joy in my classroom. I love your sense of humor, your sense of exploration, your willingness to try new things, even when you get hard like math, and used to getting Justin's moves. I've used a passport. Well, have a great time in your real passport. Please send me some postcards. Have a great time in London and Paris. I look at Mr. Curran and grin. I will send him postcards, for I, Amber Brown, am going to London, England, with my Aunt Pam, and then I'm going to Paris, France, to see my father. It's a real trip, and not a pretend one, and I can't wait for it begins. Chapter 2. First stop, London, England. Amber Brown is in London, England, like the way of sounds. I wonder if I'll come back in the English accent. I wonder if I'll meet any kings and queens before I visit their castles. And I wonder if they will visit me on their crowns. I wonder that will be going to be like to spend 2 weeks along with my Aunt Pam in a foreign country. I think Amber's mom and Amber's dad were united. United means getting married and break up and get again. I wish they were reunited. United is married and just getting all together. My mother and father is united, not reunited. I know that there are amazing clock in the London named Big Ben, and I wonder if there are small Ben, a medium Ben, and extra large Ben. Second up, Paris, France. I'll stay with my dad, and Aunt Pam will stay with her friends. I, Amber Brown, am the one excited kid. Amber, honey. My mother walks into my bedroom and puts my pile of my clothes on the bed. This is the last time we pack the full bag. I'm serious. Coughing off my bag, she lied next to me to my duffel bag. Put my basketball cap over her face and pretended to cry. I'm going to miss you, but it's great that you are going. I just wish I didn't have to spend the time before you go nagging about packing. I decided to help her out. Don't worry, Mom. You just lie in there and I'll get me for you. I pulled my basket cap off my face and then walked over to the mirror and said in my most grown-up voice, Amber Brown, this is absolutely the last time you pack. Absolutely last, final. No more packing. You're driving your mom's crazy. Back, unpack, repack. 3 weeks ago, Aunt Pam calls and tells you about the trip. You hang up, run to your room, pack. Then your father sends you some clothes from France. You repack and you unpack and repack, and you try to sneak extra things into the devil bag. You snuffed animals, your Monopoly game, Tarzan the Able, Rock and Rockley. Your own very cartoon mother has to go through the bag and take them out. You pack, unpack, and repack. My mother's laughing, putting my hands on my hip. I keep staring my mirror and continue the lecture myself. Amber, this is not laughing manner. You look the mess of you made. Enough is enough. I stamped my foot and turned into my mother. Is that good enough? Did I leave without anything out? Good enough? She wants to mow things over to me and get a hug. I stretch her. Pack, unpack, repack, rehug. The cell phone rings. I rush over and pick up the portable. The man asked me to Sarah, my mother. Who is this? I asked. I ask Max. Max. The man answers, "You must be Amber." I turn to my mother. "Some guy named Max, and he knows my name." She smiles. Then he talks my phone out the room. Oh my gosh. She started talking about him, very nice boy. I hear him say, "I can't wait to see you." Earlier. And I was so worried that her bed lonely. All of the sudden, Amber Brown, have a lot of questions. "So who is Mac?" I asked. When she comes back, Amber Brown answers. "He is my brother of a friend mine at work." She smiles. "He asked me out." "A date?" I gasp. "Didn't you tell him that you didn't go on a date? That you and you're just Brandon?" "No," she sighs and brushes the hair out of my eyes. "Honey, I told Max that I will go out with him." "Darling, you've got to expect that your dad and I are getting a divorce. We haven't lived together for 6 months, and we're never getting to live together again. I think that it's the time for me to start seeing other people, don't you?" "No." I pulled down onto my bed and pout. "I want you and Daddy get back together again. I don't want you to go on the other guys. Are you going to marry this guy? Make me live on the lots of step-brothers and sisters. Have brothers and sisters? It's just a date." My mother laughs. "I watch talk shows," I say. "I know what can happen." My mother motions for me to stand up and come over the duffel bag. When she handed me a sweet shirt that my father sent from France, one of the Eiffel Tower and the one of the Euro Disney. This is it was nice day of Daddy and spending those that I can wear in them London," I say, packing up. He could have wanted until I got Paris. Then we could have to go to go tomorrow. You see, Mom, he's being helpful. Think about what we needed. She looks at me. Amber, no matter what happens between your father and me, don't want you to forget that your father loves and misses you very much. I know that you miss him, and that is important for you to visit him. She pauses for a minute, thinks, and then repeats, "Visit him." "I miss him a lot," I say. "Don't you?" She quickly shakes her head and loudly says, "No." I can't tell my mother what mother doesn't want to talk about my father anymore, so I don't say more about him. My mother closes the luggage. She pulls the little cushion locks out of her pocket and puts in the bag. I don't know the conversation. I drug the sleeves exactly. He says, that's the way you can't add more people to be the things to be to the bag. We look at each other. Let's have some ice cream, she smiles. Hot chip with cookie dough. I licked my lips. She nods and started to hopscotch out the room, saying, unpack, pack, unpack, repack. I follow doing the same thing. Hopping, I think about how much I'm going to miss her, even though I want to go. I wonder what's going to happen when her, while I'm going away. I, Amber Brown, am going to talk about my dad. Maybe he can move my back and they can't learn about each other more. Maybe. Chapter 3. Amberino, you've beaten me again. Aunt Pan holds up her travel Yazzie snore card. 22 games to 3. Amberino is the Aunt Pan special nickname for me. Years ago, I made a promise that not to call me Amberino. In front of the classes, in front of the kids in my class. We started game 26. I'm tired already, and we haven't even gotten on the plane. This morning, I was so excited that I'd gotten up at 5:30 a.m. And the plane doesn't even leave until 7 at night. After some last-minute shopping, we dined at McDonald's as the least banana shake and French fries before going over the ocean. 2 weeks will be gone. I scrubbed that shake off the bottom and wet my finger to get the every last of a bit of salt and French fry. Saying goodbye to my mother, who was trying not to cry, was not easy. She was so upset that I forgot to warm her a watch of the bugs because I got a couple of bites while I was sleeping. Once on Pam and I went to the door and got to the passport checked. I couldn't get out to see my mother again. Aunt Pam says that's what happens when you forget countries. So we just been sitting around the waiting area and playing travel Yazzie games. An announcement is made. All people who need an extra time in the board should go now. Also, people with small children. Aunt Pat motions me to follow her in the cart. Amber Brown was so embarrassed. And Pam, I whispered, I'm not a small child. She turns around. I know, but you're young, though, to bird early. And trust me, that's a good thing to do. We entered the plane and walked through an area with great big chairs. Can we sit here? I asked, taking off my sack. In her dreams, Aunt Pam says, this is the first class, much too expensive for us. My knapsack goes on again. The flight attendants were giving out the newspapers, got drinks, and for the first class passengers. We go back further and go to section where there are a lot of seats, and the seats were a lot smaller. Here we are. When Pam opens the door, and the storage space move our seats and pulls in the carry-on bag. You want to sit in the window, right? All right. I jump into the seat, forgetting that I know my cap set on. Aunt Pam helped me to take the pack off. We put it under the seat in front of me. I am Barbara. I'm so excited. This is my first plane trip. I look around. A lot of people's in the attention of the plane now. Some of them were trying to stuff huge amounts of things that their overhead rack. Oh, a guy was rubbing his head because he was being hit by a bird cage with someone copped right, trying to put the overhead rack. Other person was holding an arm, got hurt, and trying to walking past, accidentally burned with his umbrella. Pointing out the hurt people, I say to Aunt Pam, now I know why you want to get early. Trust me, I've been going to London at last once a year for the last 15 years. When comes to traveling, I know that you do. She pats my hands. I'm not a dog. I hate to be patted on the head. She smiles at me. Oops, sorry, but it could be worse. I pat you on the head and calls you Overreno. Sometimes the people loves me, drive me crazy. More people get on the plane. Some of them have so much stuff that soon there's no room in the luggage racks. Everyone was sitting around and everything gets put away. I wonder that the flight attendants that ended it with the empty bird cage. I wonder if the bird who normally lives in the cage and fielding over there on his head with his mate of the owner in London. I wonder if the bird has got passport. I wonder if the plane has never gained take off. Putting my seat belt, I was realizing that I'm so excited I can hardly stand it. And the pilot voice of cunning the sound speaker and says to the sound of the London Heathrow Airport, and everyone, we're not planning to go to there to better of getting right now. A screen gets pulled by the flight extend, and the movie explains all about the safety and what we have to do if it happens. That makes me nervous. I look over at Aunt Pam, who was looking at the piece of paper. Pay attention, please. I tug at her sleeve. You're the grown-up here. She was surprised, and then she says, Honey, I make the trip every summer. I know what to do. Don't worry. The plane starts to move along the ground of the rail when we stand in the